Hello and welcome everyone, I am Madals and welcome to Day 3, Game 2 of Dignitas Week. Obviously, it is Day 2 if you have, Day 3 rather, and Game 2, so if you haven't watched Day 3 Game 1 starring BlinG, do check it out. It's against Lau and it's from I-47, of course I was casting there, and it was pretty good fun, so do go give that a watch. Let's introduce the players and then I'll talk a little bit about what we're doing. Obviously, we've got BlinG here in the lower left position, and in the top left position, we've got Complexity's TriMaster. So it's a PvT. Now, for those of you who've just got here and don't really know what's going on, basically, I'm doing a week with the amazing team Dignitas, where I am casting all of their StarCraft 2 players, one player a day, for all of their players, basically. It's going to be accompanied by an interview, which you can find a link to in the video description. You can find that interview there, and basically it's so you guys can get to know the players, the team, and just more about their play styles, basically fall in love with the amazing people that they are. And as a result of that, I'm on Day 3, Day 1 of course, and Day 2 star Johnny, Rico, and Dignitas Dream, so do check those out. Those two are amazing, of course. Spend quite a bit of time with those two up at I-47. And, well, BlinG, of course, was the star of I-47, winning it against Crass, so he did a very good job. Now, obviously, I spoke a lot in Game 1 about how BlinG got into Team Dignitas, obviously winning the Gamer Search, and how he spent some time with Stefano in the Millennium House earlier this year. He's personally sponsored by Total Biscuit as well, which I think is really cool. But I didn't really touch too much on his kind of tournament results, so I thought I'd do that quickly in this game. And then, really for the third and fourth game I've got from him, just talk more about the play, more about him as a person. So, in terms of results, things he's done, well, obviously he did very well in the I-Series events all the way through. He won I-45 against Fargo. He came second to teammate Johnny Rico at I-46 in the summer. Won I-47 versus Crass. In the War of Roses show match between the Muslim earlier in 2012, he actually went 5-4 against the Muslim, and the Muslim is a really, really good player, so obviously that's fairly impressive by him. And obviously in the WCG UK qualifiers, he did really well. He won that, so basically he is a very, very good player. I know he has been taking a break in the last couple of months. That's again for various reasons, but he's come back really, really strong, and he's seeming to be really, really impressive. Of course, PvT is his favourite matchup, that he absolutely loves it. He's not too fond of PvZ, although I'm sure he will be incredibly, incredibly happy having beaten Johnny Rico in the semi-finals of I-47, obviously having lost the finals to him last time. Now, in terms of strategy from these two, it's a 1-Rax expansion from TriMaster. For BlinG at the moment, well, he's not really decided yet. There's lots of different things he could be doing. He's obviously got the Warp Gate tech coming down. He could expand fairly soon, quite comfortably. He's got the 1 gas. It's fairly normal build. You've got the bunker coming down very, very close to the ramp there, so a very forward bunker in order to protect this ramp, and maybe actually deny some vision, because for the moment BlinG hasn't scouted anything. So if you can deny it, obviously you would assume, seeing a bunker here and Marines here, that hey, this is without doubt going to be a fast expansion. But if you don't see it, and obviously you just see this bunker, there's always the possibility that that bunker's hiding something, and it's a tactic I've seen quite a few people use. Now, looking here, the Nexus obviously on its way down, so it's a one gate, 1 cyber, 1 assimilator expansion, so that is very, very normal timing. Double barracks following on here for TriMaster. That's the right thing to do in nearly every situation. 1 racks, 1 command center, double gas, double barracks, double gas. It's a fairly standard build, and something that I'm sure any Terran players watching will know very, very well. Looking here, the additional 2 gateways being added on as well as the 2nd gas, so BlinG, he's going standard as well. BlinG, he likes doing quite standard builds most of the time, but he's not afraid to do some quite funky builds. And for those of you who didn't see his semi-final against Johnny Rico at I-47, I really suggest you find the stream of that, because it was absolutely incredible. Game 5 specifically, it did go all 5 games of the best of 5. His 5th game on Metropolis was absolutely incredible. It was the game of all of the tournament for me, and you should watch it because BlinG showed an absolutely incredible build order, executed perfectly, and it was just great fun to watch. Now, obviously, back to this game. Stim, just starting up, of course, probably the most important upgrade for Terran in the mid-game. Getting that means the gateway units are no longer stupidly strong against you, and actually means you wreck them. And, well, the robotic facility coming out for BlinG. 3 gates into a robo. This is really the standard of standard play. You can't get more comfortable than this. Quite a few Marines just chilling down here. We've got the double reactor coming in, so TriMaster happily investing quite heavily in infantry for the time being. BlinG, meanwhile, happy investing in some more tech, getting his observer up. That's going to give him some good scouting information. That one Marauder actually going to help this push. Obviously, may just come and poke and prod. TriMaster knows exactly where his opponent is. Might come and have a brief look down here, see if he can do some damage. We've got the double forge coming up. This is the same as we saw in BlinG's strategy against Lao earlier on, that of course he did get up those double upgrades, and that's what I personally think really helped him win, that he just upgraded so solidly all through the game. That observer, I don't know if he did spot it, I don't think he did, but we do have a movement forward here. As long as these sentries do go down well, get some good force fields, they should be fine. There's some force fields already, cutting off the Marauder, but of course got to pull back. That Zealot taking a lot of damage, is going to go down. BlinG could be in some trouble here, he needs to be very careful. The first Immortal not down yet, a Warpin comes down very quickly. That force field unfortunately doesn't really trap him up, all the probes being pulled, and when you're pulling workers, you know you could be in some problems. It will get cleaned up, but obviously TriMaster, he put a lot of pressure on there. BlinG lost slightly more, losing 4 workers as well, which may not sound like much, but it's leveled out the worker count, and obviously the fact that BlinG just lost more is good news for TriMaster. He also did quite a bit of gas damage, and that was a really important thing. He only lost Marines, which are purely minerals, but he picked off quite a few sentries, which is obviously good news for the Terran in this situation. Now we do have the starport as well as the reactor coming down on the factory, so they'll get switched. Of course, BlinG though, getting all the scanning information he needs. I think he sees pretty much everything. Yep, he even saw the engineering bay. There's nothing he didn't see here, so that is great. But round 2 from this push coming out for Complexity's TriMaster right now, and still BlinG is very low on the ground. He's getting 3 more gateways off. That's going to help him massively. He does have the Immortal out as well. That Immortal will definitely help against that Marauder. Now will go down incredibly quickly to an Immortal, but BlinG, he's still got to be careful. He doesn't want to lose any more sentries, or he will start really feeling it. The Twilight counts are coming down, so this is a different build. A scan goes off, just see what's going on. A supply block here for BlinG at the moment. That is quite frustrating for him. He does have the double pylon coming down, though, so that's fine. I'll get back on course. The 3 additional gateways nearly done up. The 1-1 upgrades nearly finished as well. The Twilight Council will obviously allow 2-2 to start. Meanwhile, down here, well, more barracks. The 4th gas, as well as medevacs starting to hit the field. Medevacs, of course, very strong. We've got the scouting factory on its way. TriMaster coming to just look up towards his 3rd base. It'll be interesting to see whether and when he decides to take that, because the downside is it's very close to BlinG's main, so potentially that could be utilised quite effectively. Looking around, what else have we got? Well, the +1 infantry weapons coming down. BlinG's own 3rd base is actually quite difficult to take. Antigua is an awkward map to take your 3rd on, just because this area is so open. It makes force fielding quite hard. But as you can see, this factory getting pushed back, trying to deny the scouting. We've got the 2 Immortals at the front now, but only 1 Marauder coming in, quite a few Marines. We've got drop into the main. It was sniped off. Meanwhile, at the front, all of BlinG's units pulling back to try and deal with this, and this is allowing some Marauders coming in. They are going to be able to get the snipe off on the Immortals. Some force fields go down ASAP. Need to be careful to keep that Marauder alive. Meanwhile, the drop in the main is doing good damage, trying to keep an eye on everything. The natural has been cleaned up, and the main has been cleaned up now. But, well, in terms of damage, that hurts. That did a good couple of probes damage. In terms of the lost tab, it was better for BlinG, but obviously anytime you lose workers, it's not good times. TriMaster ahead in the worker count by 9, that's good, but BlinG's still able to keep his observer in here and just basically get endless scouting information of what his opponent's doing. We see a lot more tech labs being added on here. We've got the 3rd command center coming down. We've got charge coming down for BlinG, who's moving forward. He's going to do some damage to that factory, and everything is going pretty much equal, in my opinion, right now. TriMaster's definitely being the aggressor, but BlinG moving up forward now. He's got a good number of gateways down. He's got the 2-2 upgrades, getting chrono boosted out, and of course with these reinforcements coming in, with charge hitting up soon, he is going to be in a very strong place. And of course, TriMaster not going to be able to take his 3rd base for a while now. Going to lose that factory as well, and since he doesn't have any more factories, he can't build any more starports until he gets that done. The 2nd engineering bay, as well as the armory, on its way down there for the Terran player. But BlinG, he's going to probably wait until these 2-2 upgrades are done, wait till charge is done before doing any kind of aggression, and just happily chilling out here. And we saw this in game 1, the BlinG very happy to take the map dominance, very happy to see what's going on, what's happening. Going to see that the watchtower's held by his opponent, probably won't like that, but here goes TriMaster moving out, and if the engagement is good, TriMaster's got a good number of units there. Real splash damage lack here for BlinG at the moment, but going forward, gets some force fields, pretends to retreat. The Zealots don't have charge quite yet. The 2-2 upgrade, the +2 attack done for BlinG, and a medevac pickup tries to get those units out of there. But of course the resupply is what's going to be really important. The Warpin is going to be huge. We've got 2 sentries coming in, needs more force fields. Of course the Immortal's still there. The splash damage is what's really needed right now, though, to deal with this infantry with the medevac support and stim, obviously. But well, in comes BlinG. A lot of SCVs getting pulled right now. Needs to be careful. The engagement coming down. Some force fields hitting already. Just a handful of SCVs creeping through. Some get sniped off of BlinG. He's doing okay. He's about 600 resources more killed than lost, which is obviously very, very important for him. And engaging cost effectively is something that you can overlook. It's fine being cost ineffective as long as you're really dominating the income, which BlinG isn't at the moment. But here we go, we've got some engagements coming in here. There's a couple of medevacs going down, a lot of zealots getting lost, so a sentry getting lost as well is never fun. You never want to lose sentries at any stage. And that immortal going down is a good little snipe off there for TriMaster, who is now ahead in supply quite comfortably, gearing up for a double drop. Meanwhile, the third base though, that is en route for BlinG, nearly finished. This double drop gonna be really potent. All of BlinG's army is a mile away. It's gonna be able to do so much damage very, very quickly. Of course, there are the 2 zealots there, but, well, the additional warping will help. The downside is, of course, though, lots of marauders in the mix, and TriMaster is pushing behind this. In comes most of BlinG's units, but that double drop can get picked up as soon as it feels like it's in trouble. Bang on like that. Of course, the medevac's now able to get away, but a push coming straight into the front. More zealots warping in. BlinG's multitasking really being put to the test here, but not doing a too bad a job. Meanwhile, the drop coming back in, but the medevac's getting picked off in the main by the stalkers being left there. That's good moves straight away. And of course, looking here, TriMaster actually losing quite a lot of units here. BlinG will need to pull back because he's basically got a few too little, but the rest of those stalkers need to come down here and do something. TriMaster, this push at the front really starting to hurt. Needs to be careful with all he's got. Going to be able to pick off so many probes should he want to, but of course BlinG's army slowly building back up. In terms of the lost tab, BlinG losing an awful lot more, but the fact that he no longer has to worry about the drop in his main is the only plus side. But in terms of the game, this is starting to look very, very hard. I think TriMaster should be able to take this now. Some good force fields from BlinG go down, and it's just the lack of having the splash damage to deal with this. But the drop, the constant stream of units coming in, this is causing a lot of problems for BlinG, whose third base, I still don't think that's actually been scouted. No, it hasn't. So it is going to get scouted now, though, the units coming up there. This will buy BlinG some time. Of course, upgrades is 1-1 against 3-2. So obviously that is good news for BlinG in terms of upgrades. He's getting some Archons in. He needs to try and stay in the best he can, but he's at pretty much half the supply of his opponents. So that is always a tough time. Good. It was a good pick off though, the medevac. That really helped him. If that medevac wasn't picked off, that would have been a lot harder to deal with. But obviously TriMaster does have his third base up. BlinG doesn't. He's at half the supply. Things are looking tough. TriMaster pulling back though, gathering up his forces. Obviously the observer for BlinG still seeing pretty much everything. The worker count 57 to 33. That is not going to look too happy. And BlinG, GG's out, realizing he is not going to be able to come back to deal with that once he sees the third base. So, well, that was game 2. BlinG played well, but TriMaster just had a bit too much. So, if you did enjoy game 2, flick over to game 3. It'll be up there right now. Make sure you go and give it a watch. Make sure you watch day 1 and 2 of Dignitas week. And of course, leave a cool comment and like the video. Tell your friends and send me a tweet with what you thought. I will catch you at game 3 any second.